Samson, real talk, no cap, straight facts. So this one is about fasting. Now most people fast to try and lose weight, but fasting is a spiritual discipline that is supposed to be used to bring you closer to God. That's what fasting is for, primarily. That's what it's supposed to be for. The health benefits are a bonus, and there are many health benefits. Intermittent fasting is basically an eating pattern where you go periods of time without eating. Intermittent fasting doesn't specify what foods you should be eating, just when you can eat. Yeah, there's no restriction on food when you're doing intermittent fasting. So most people on that type of fast will go for periods of 16 hours or 24 hours without eating, and they'll probably do it twice a week, but the rest of the time they can eat whatever they like. And to me, that's not even really fasting, because there's people that I know that only eat one meal a day and they're good. Do you understand? That is not fasting to me, or that is not how you do fasting properly. You won't receive the benefits you can by doing it that way. The Daniel fast is basically a vegan diet. It's a bit stricter than the vegan diet. Now, like I said, the biblical view of fasting is to bring you closer to God. Now, Christ said this about fasting, yeah? Can the attendants of the bridegroom mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast, yeah? So fasting is intended to bring you closer to God. Esther, another example. She is the queen of Persia, yeah? She was married to Xerxes, the king of Persia. Mordecai was Esther's uncle. You got Haman, he was the second in command to the king, yeah? So second in command to Xerxes, and he was after Mordecai's head, yeah? He wanted to kill Mordecai and the rest of the Jews because Mordecai didn't want to bow to him. But Mordecai actually saved the king's life previously, yeah? I'm not going to go into all the story, but read your word and you'll find it. Esther fasted and the Jews fasted for a purpose. Now, fasting can also be used to break bad habits and even break addictions. Fasting can be used for this. Fasting is powerful. Boom. Yahweh said this, "Is this not the fast which I choose? To loosen the bonds of wickedness, to release the bands of yoke, and to let the oppressed go free, and break every yoke." So fasting can be used to break addictions. I've used fasting personally myself. And in Isaiah 58, Yahweh basically tells you about the right way to fast and the wrong way to fast. Now, I've done a video on hitting rock bottom where I talked about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, at the bottom level, you've got food in it, physiological needs. This is a basic need, necessity. So when you fast, when you restrict your food, you are actually, putting your life at risk. You understand? You're actually putting your life at risk. You're actually dying to self. This is true fasting. Now, boom, I've heard people fast for Lent and they say, they're giving up chocolate. They probably might not eat chocolate for 40 days or whatever, but then they're eating ice cream. Yeah, to me, that's not fasting. That's not real fasting. And people may say they fast from sex, or I gave up sex for 3 weeks or a month or whatever. Do you understand? Yeah, I think that's fasting. Understand, you can survive without sex. You're not gonna die from not having sex. Yeah, no one's gonna die from not having sex. But if you don't eat, you're putting your life at risk. Now, I did a Daniel fast in January 22. If you haven't seen Spiritual Awakening, go and watch it, because I explained the reasons behind me wanting to do the fast. Yeah. So boom. I did the Daniel fast for 3 weeks in January. Now, I've never fasted before. Yeah. Literally, I've grown up and I've never had to miss an entire meal. Do you know what I mean? I've never known hunger like that. I've always been able to eat. Do you understand? So fasting was a big challenge for me, especially considering how I was eating, 12 months preceding that. When I was eating absolute crap, things that I shouldn't be eating. I was eating McDonald's, I was eating Bonehead, chicken and chips, I was eating Subway, chocolate. Yeah, I just didn't care. Do you understand? And this was in the period when I was feeling suicidal. Like, I just didn't care about eating. So imagine, for me to go on a fast for 3 weeks, it takes serious determination to do it. Like, anyone can do it. If I can do it, you can do it too. If you have motive enough, you have to really desire something. If you really want it, you can do it. I've heard a lot of people, family and friends, say to me, I don't know if I could do that, Like, it's tough for me. I like my food. Yeah. But boom, if you want something, if you want it bad enough, you can do it. And then once you do it once, you can do it again. You understand? So for me, for instance, now I'm in a position where I've set myself up to fast once every quarter. So every quarter, I'm going to do a fast. So at the start of the year, in January, I did a 21-day fast. In April, I did a 10-day fast. It can either be 10 days or 21 days. Now, boom. I was supposed to do a fast in July. I was supposed to do a fast for 10 days again. But I brought that fast forward a month early, innit? I'd done my fast at the start of June. And I did it for 21 days. And I needed to do that fast at the time because I was going through a personal bereavement. I'm still going through a bereavement. But during that period, it's like my whole life is going off track. My eating's going off track. I'm not taking care of myself. So I'm fasting for a purpose. I've caught myself. And because I've done it already in the past, I know that I can do it again. Do you understand? As I said in Esther, Queen of Persia, they fasted for 3 nights and 3 days. Didn't eat nothing at all. That is true fasting. But I just did the Daniel fast. The Daniel fast will be sufficient for most people. If you want to break something, if you want to break an addiction or anything like that, do the Daniel fast for 21 days and see if it don't change your life. Another thing about fasting, when you complete it, it increases your self-discipline. So if you struggle with disciplining yourself, fasting is the best way to increase your self-discipline. If you want to get control of your body, fasting is the best way to do it. It will also increase your endurance and your patience too. Now, like I said, I did this in January. Yeah, so for 3 weeks, I'm literally just eating fruits. Yeah, I'm eating fruits and nuts. I just kept it extremely simple. Yeah, just fruits and nuts. When you fast, you're putting your flesh under serious subjection. You're putting your flesh under real subjection. You're killing your flesh. You understand? So if you want to get control of your flesh and increase your self-discipline, fasting is the best and most powerful way to do it. And me, when I was fasting, every day I'm reading the word. Every day, every morning, I was reading the word. When you set your mind to it, you can do it. And once you've done it once, you'll be able to do it again. And as you do it, you'll build up your endurance. You'll build up your discipline as well. Because you've done it already. You've done it previously. So for me, it's getting a lot easier. The last 21 days that I did was a lot easier than the first one. And it's easier for me to say no to people. Because you have to imagine, I'm in the house, there's other people cooking up big food, cooking up lamb, chicken, cooking up mac and cheese, everything I like to eat. And I have to say no to that. Eating next to me, and I'm there eating peanuts, yeah, and fruits. When you want something, when you set your mind on something, you'll be able to do it, trust me. My next fast will be in October, 3rd quarter. Yeah, I'll be doing it for 10 days. So if you want to join me on that fast, then feel free to. So boom, that's the power of fasting. It's a spiritual discipline which is used to draw you closer to God. Now, I'm just going to say this. There are times when you can fast and God will still say no. King David fasted in hopes that the child he had with Bathsheba would live, but it wasn't the case. That child died. So there are times when fasting, God will say no to your specific request, but he has a bigger plan in mind. Trust me, he won't let that go to waste. He'll use it for your good. So if you don't get the thing that you want when you was fasting, don't be disheartened. Do you understand? Fasting is used to draw you closer to God. So when you feel like you're going off track or you're slipping, fast. Trust me, do it for 10 days, just fast. And once you've done it once, you'll be able to do it again. And you want to build up that discipline. Yeah, so for me, I'm doing it every quarter. If you want to join me on it, feel free to. But like I said in my other video about the 7 habits of highly successful people, you have to be proactive. You can't be waiting on people to do it with you. It's got to be something that you do for yourself, and you've got to commit to it. Fasting is the quickest way and most efficient way to increase your self-discipline. I've broken addictions through fasting. Now, like I said, I've never missed a meal. I've never had to miss a meal. So for me to fast, it took a lot of effort, but it has to come from a need. When you have a need, when you have a desire, you'll be able to do it. Trust me. And you'll experience the benefits of fasting, and you'll be able to do it again and again. Yeah, because you've done it one time already. Fasting, everyone should do it. That is the power of fasting. You can break any addiction. I guarantee you'll be able to break any addiction through fasting. Samson, real talk, no cap, straight facts.